Hey, Warrior Saints. It's kind of going to be an interesting start to the week. I I saw this article the other day on Facebook. Someone shared it. I don't even know what they were sharing it for, but it popped up in my news feed. I clicked the clickbait, and I was just completely stunned. Now, the thing that popped for me was the headline, and I'll read it to you. Arizona State Democrat apologizes after being caught hiding Bibles in the state capitol. And I was like, all right, this is something like on Babylon Bee or something. But no, in reality, it's a real story. Representative Stephanie Stahl Hamilton from Tucson, Arizona, is a member of the House of Representatives, and she was caught running around hiding Bibles in the break room in the state capitol building. So she found a Bible, and then she hid it under a couch cushion. Then she found another Bible because someone replaced the Bible that she had hidden. And she was like, well, I got to hide this one. Then she hid that one. And it just became something that kept growing and growing and growing. Eventually, she apologized, and she said the following. I acknowledge that a conversation about the separation of church and state should have began with a conversation. And for that, I apologize. There's a lot to unpack here. Stahl Hamilton, in addition to being rep from the state of Arizona, where we live, is also an ordained Presbyterian minister. She also said, as the article goes on to talk about in other places, that she thought it was a funny prank that she would play. But then it kept growing and growing, and she just kept playing the prank and realized she was playing a prank, but nobody knew she was playing the prank. No one knew they were being pranked. They just thought someone was hiding Bibles. Then she goes on to talk about that it's about the separation of church and state. And I'm just like, well, which is it? Are you a Presbyterian minister who thinks the Word of God is important? Are you someone who thinks that the separation of church and state needs to be starker than it is? And this was the methodology, flawed as it might have been, that you chose to go about it? Or do you think there needs to be a conversation about things? Because if you think there needs to be a conversation about things, then bring it up. Say, hey, maybe Bibles aren't the most appropriate thing to have in the state capitol building. I don't really care. I don't even care if you believe or she believes Bibles don't belong or do belong. I have my opinion, you have yours, that's fine. I'm not in the House of Representatives, so I have no real business having a full opinion, but that's fine. If you want to have a conversation, though, have a conversation. Bring it up. Talk about things. Don't be afraid. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't sit by playing these stupid little games thinking that someone will eventually notice your stupid little game, and then you can talk about what it is that you want to talk about. And your apology is that you think a conversation should have started with a conversation, and for that you apologize? I mean, it's interesting. It's just interesting all around. She doesn't apologize for her actions. She apologized that she didn't have a conversation. Well, then now have the conversation. Do it. Make it happen. Because for us, when we're in those situations, that's what we're called to do as warrior saints. We're called to make it happen. We're called to start from point zero. If we see something that we think we need to get done, then we need to go out and take the steps that we need to take to get it done. We don't play games. We don't do this passive aggressive, I'm going to hide a Bible in a couch cushion type of stuff in whatever situation we're in. We get out there and we go and we get some. And we're here to help you in your life figure out what that looks like. Figure out how to do that. Figure out how you can be someone who is not running around with this cognitive dissonance in their life where they're a Presbyterian minister and they're hiding Bibles because they ultimately want to have a conversation, but they don't know how to start. We want you to just have the ability to be who God has created you to be a warrior saint, to be men and women who get out there and get after it. Join us. Visit warriorsaints.org. Get after it. Until we see you tomorrow, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.